Scarlett's the one that wanted to come onto this show to test Cole, and I feel like Cole should have passed the test. I've made it to the last couple to talk about from this latest season of Temptation Island on Netflix, the second season of the show, and that is Cole and Scarlett, who talk about how they are together because they have so many interests in common. They do so many things together. It was Scarlett's idea to come on this show because Cole, I guess, tells a lot of little lies when he goes somewhere where other girls may be. He tells Scarlett some lies, and she doesn't like that, so I guess this was her way of testing him. These two have a weird relationship. They are another couple that I would like everyone else's opinion on in the comments, because watching them obviously in the long run made me feel pretty bad for Cole. And of all of the people this season, I tried to not let Scarlett get on my nerves, but she might have gotten on my nerves the most, maybe even more than Jack. My problem with Jack, as I said in the Jack and Cheyenne video, is that he came on the show luring Cheyenne onto the show that he's going to prove himself, only to be the biggest cheater. Whereas Scarlett's the one that wanted to come onto this show to test Cole, and I feel like Cole should have passed the test. Because right off the bat, Cole is not trying to mingle with any of these single girls. He's missing Scarlett right away, and he's sad because he feels like he's the one always apologizing and takes the blame for everything, and yet he's still the bad guy. So right off the bat with the first bonfires, Scarlett sees that Cole is feeling sad and feeling like he's the one that apologizes for everything. And he doesn't know how to be more honest and transparent with her. But she takes it as that he still can't see how she feels when he is telling these little lies, or that he can't see how much he hurts her. Cole, in the first bonfire, meanwhile, sees Scarlett talking about their relationship and how it's been draining and constant stress. I think Cole took it and is a person who is trying to figure out how to grow. And he got emotional seeing Scarlett emotional. And so, for the whole Temptation Island aspect of this season, Cole had strong boundaries up with the women. And I feel like he was trying to take everything Scarlett was saying before they even came here, and what he was seeing her say in the bonfire clips, while trying to figure out how to grow as a person, even though he feels like he always is the one apologizing and is always the one taking the blame. Their relationship seemed very one-sided. I feel like Scarlett is someone who might be never happy with anything. That is at least how she came off to me. And Cole is someone who has a very, very hard time opening up emotionally in a relationship. Now, some people I've seen are saying that maybe Cole was on the spectrum. Maybe he is autistic, because that is how he seemed to approach relationships, or lack thereof, with the single women in the house. It's a possibility. So I kind of just feel people are saying that because he has the whole blinking tick that he has. I think Cole, he has the fearful avoidant attachment style, which I can relate to because I have that too. And it is a constant, anxiety to try and fix yourself and be better when you're in a relationship, and figure out how to be more vulnerable in a relationship. It is very hard for fearful avoidant attachment styles to be vulnerable in a relationship. This attachment style has a intense desire to be close to someone. This attachment style wants intimacy. We desire it, but we also fear it. And so it can really be confusing for another person. And maybe that is what happened with Scarlett. Maybe Scarlett was very confused with Cole in this relationship because he tends to hide truths from her, but maybe he just doesn't know how to open up to her. I think with this attachment style, we are also very aware of the other person in the relationship and their cues with their behavior and how we might fear how something we might say or something we might do might be taken in the wrong way or might be taken negatively. And so that is why we have such a hard time opening up and telling our truth. And I really do think that is what happens with Cole in relationships. He might be autistic too, but I think he does have a fearful avoidant attachment style. And that is a big reason why they had so many problems in their relationship. Now, I don't know why he has to tell lies. I think that is the wrong way to approach your problems with opening up in a relationship. And I do think Cole is wrong for that, especially if it's always because there might be some woman or other women at a place he's going out to or going out to the track, and there might be girls there and he wants to keep that from Scarlett. I think Scarlett does have every right to be upset about those situations. But what upsets me about Scarlett is that this entire season, Cole was trying to grow. And my interpretation of why she came onto this show in the first place was to test Cole and hope that he does grow. And like I said at the beginning, I feel like he passed the test. Another problem for Scarlett, though, is that as the season went along and as she was getting close to Bradley, and Cole had to watch at one of the bonfires Scarlett and Bradley talking about energy and connections, and how she says that Cole never knew anything about energy. Cole had to watch Bradley kiss her foot and all of that, and at one point see her and Bradley doing a lot of hugging, and see Scarlett saying that she doesn't have to settle, which of course is going to hurt Cole to hear that, because Cole has been tunnel vision focused on not being tempted whatsoever and just wanting to get back to Scarlett and I guess prove himself on this journey that he is not tempted by temptation and that he is passing her test of trying to grow. At one point, though, Scarlett says that in a relationship, she wants her soul to be set on fire, and that is just not something that is happening with Cole. And I understand that. It is great for your soul to be set on fire with another person. I am someone, I guess, unlike Cole, who does know about energies and connections like that and soul ties. I do believe in that woo-woo, wah-wah shit. I do. But sometimes relationships can last without that. Sometimes you are actually tricked by your soul being on fire because it's just an attraction that you can't get over, but the relationship is quite toxic. And, as much as Scarlett is saying that she is exhausted in this relationship with Cole, it seems like they have a lot of fun together. It seems like they do everything together. I think they live together. They have a dog together. If I'm thinking about the right couple, I'll go through my notes and correct myself at the end if I'm wrong. But sometimes people are distracted by that whole I want my soul to be set on fire thing when it comes to dating, or like they have to feel that fire on a date when they go on a first date. Some people just completely give up on a person after the first date because they don't feel that fire, even if sometimes they have good conversations. Like I said in an earlier video, there's more to relationships than all of these, these souls being set on fire. Relationships are work, and I feel like Cole was willing to put in the work and Scarlett wasn't. And that is why Scarlett did irk me. So while I understand some of where Scarlett is coming from with Cole's little lies, with wanting her soul to be set on fire, because it's great when that happens. But Cole put in the work to try and grow as a person. And so I did feel bad for him in the end when they come together. And I feel like Cole just wanted to prove to her that he grew and wanted to show her his growth, but she really wasn't even having it. And at one point during the show, when they did a little villa swap, and Cole found her journal and decided to snoop into her journal and found a negative writing about Cole and their relationship. Cole was hurt about that, but of course Scarlett also heard about that because she felt like it was the wrong thing for Cole to do, like an invasion of privacy. But at the final bonfire, Cole was saying how bad he felt hurt during this process. And Scarlett spoke from her heart, saying they left off in a relationship with no foundation or communication. She has felt disconnection from herself and spirituality in this relationship. And now she feels at peace and with herself again since she's been away from Cole. And some of that does fall on Cole. I mean, with the fearful avoidant attachment style, it's hard to have communication in a relationship if you're not actively working at it. And I don't know if Cole was actively working at it before they came on this show. But if he wasn't, I understand how Scarlett feels with that. But I think he has understood that coming into this show and coming through this entire process. He agreed during this final bonfire that he should tell her stuff immediately. And he's come to that realization while being on the show. He owned the fact that he looked at her journal, even though she said it was an invasion of privacy. And she said it was showing how little they have trust. He brought up the point that the old Cole wouldn't have even told her this. He is not hiding it. He's owning the fact that he went through her journal. She made the comment that it's on camera, so I was going to see it. But you never know what's going to make the edit or not, so she doesn't know that for sure. I do think Cole was trying to prove to her here that he has learned how to communicate better and to tell her things right away. That's what he was trying to do here. But they broke up, and he was sad that he won't get the opportunity to show her how he has changed, even though they lived together, so they're going to have to go home and move out, and that sucks for both of them. I did feel bad for Cole in the end. Like I've been saying, he really did, I think, try to grow during this process. He was not at all tempted at any point. I think he could do better than Scarlett, though. Hopefully, Scarlett will find someone that sets her soul on fire, but hopefully it's not one of those toxic relationships that can come from that. As for Cole, I think, much like a lot of the people coming into this season, they needed to learn more things about themselves. And I think he should look up a fearful avoidant, and because that is what he is. And I think that might help him work on that for his next relationship. But yeah, Cole could do better. I feel bad for him. I don't know if Scarlett came on this show with the right intention. If she's the one that wanted to come onto this show to test Cole and see if he grows, well, he did. He passed the test. But I think Scarlett is a bigger problem in relationships than she wants to, put out there. I think they both have a fear of each other. I think she is overbearing in a relationship, and that's why he was so afraid to tell her things sometimes, and that's why he told her little white lies and told her what he thought she wanted to hear. I do think some of that should fall on her too, because watching this all play out, I don't think Scarlett is able to see that she is also a problem in relationships. It was not just all Cole, and that is why I do think Cole could do better.